Jess Freda, and we are EBI graduates from 2009. One of my favorite memories from EBI was actually a preaching class that I took with Barry Qualick back in my senior year. One of the things I loved about it was we had a chance to preach multiple times over the course of the semester, and you just got to see, yourself, but also your classmates getting better and better each week, in their delivery. But also you got to hear a lot of people's hearts, and when you only get to preach two messages, you're really going to preach what's really important to you. And it was just neat for me to see, the heart of my classmates coming out in that class environment. Was very special.
If I hadn't gone to EBI, I think I would have really missed out on some really key things that the Lord needed to show me. It really was such an influential time in my life. I have a lot of teachers and friends to thank for their patience and their grace, and just their wisdom that they really imparted to me as I just went through kind of my own tunnel of chaos, just discovering where the Lord was taking me, what He wanted to remove from my life, what He wanted to add to it. And I'm just so grateful for that time. And if I hadn't gone to EBI for those 3 years, I'm sure the Lord would have worked it out in another way, but I can't picture any other way or any better way for Him to teach me those things than during that time.
One of the lessons that I learned at EBI that's been very crucial for me in ministry since that time is that really no one can meet your needs besides Jesus. It's so easy for us growing up in our home churches. We're youth leaders, we're this and that, and we have sports, and we have all these things that we find our identity in. But a lot of times when you go away into a new environment, all of those things that have sustained you and supported you and really become your strength in the past, all of a sudden are stripped away. And in those moments, you really have to decide, am I going to press in and find my full identity in the Lord, or am I going to try to find it someplace else? And I really learned at Elim that there is no other place. Just over the course of the 3 years, learning to really press into the Lord and hear His thoughts for me and hear His words over my life really was super valuable, and it's something that still sustains me and I've carried with me up until this point.
I really feel like my time at EBI really prepared me for where I'm at today, and I know where the Lord is taking me. I've really felt like during my time at EBI, through the classes, especially with Dick Grout and just the worship leadership classes, the Lord really challenged me on a lot of my original motives, a lot of how I viewed worship and worship leadership. Since then, I'm one of the main worship leaders here at our church, and I function with, leading worship at many different events and different things. And I feel like because of that process that the Lord took me through at EBI, I just approach it from such a different angle. And it's truly a joyful sacrifice to the Lord. It's truly something that I recognize it's all about Him. And I'm so grateful for the things I learned during that time that really prepped me perfectly for where I'm at right now as a worship leader and as a leader in our church.
Jess and I both have the privilege of working at Elim Gospel Church. My role is the young adults and youth pastor, and Jess coordinates our volunteers and leads worship, and then helps me in the youth and young adults ministries.